Good afternoon, boys and girls, and Steve. So this afternoon, we are looking at science. We're looking at scientific things. We are looking at why and how things make sound. My cat, Steve, is currently making a sound. Can you hear him? He's purring. And you know, the sound that Steve's actually making is coming from inside his vocal cords. When he purrs, he causes vibrations. Don't believe me? Well, if you hold your fingers to your throat and then make a bit of a sound, talk, laugh, hum, giggle, then you will actually be feeling the vibrations inside your throat. And this is true of the things I was doing earlier. I was actually, sorry for the cat interruption, the cat interruption. The sound that I was making there was because I was rubbing my finger around the outside of the glass, and the water allows the finger to make a vibration on the rim of the glass. And when the vibration occurs, it creates quite a high-pitched sound. I wonder if I could change that sound that was being made. Well, let's look at a different way of making a sound with this glass full of water first. I've got here a chopstick, and hopefully you've got a glass at home. Of course, a cup would work just as well, but glasses tend to make a bit more of a tinkly sound, and I'll show you what I mean by that in just a second. So, my glass that I have here is partially full of water. My cat that I have here is not. But the glass that is partially full of water makes a sound when I bash my chopstick against it. Now, see if you remember that sound. You can always rewind the video and play it again in a moment. But I'm just going to do something very quickly. Cheers. Refreshing. And the sound that the glass made a moment ago when I tapped it, hopefully you remember. Let's try tapping the glass again. What do you notice? Did the sound change? And if the sound did change, what changed and why? Well, the sound actually changed because of the pitch. And the pitch was created by the vibration of the molecules inside the glass. So, was the sound deeper or lower the second time, or was it higher the second time? Might be something you might want to try yourself at home and try and figure out what happens to the sound when we change the amount of water in the glass and why. I'll give you some clues. Firstly, when something has a lot of molecules inside it, then those molecules vibrate more slowly, and therefore the sound is lower or deeper. When there are not many molecules inside it, the vibration is quicker, so the pitch is higher. Now, depending on what we are actually doing to it, so if we were blowing over the top of it, that would be different because it would be the air molecules that were vibrating, not the water molecules that were vibrating. And the more or less molecules that an object has, the different pitch is created. If the pitch is lower, then the molecules are vibrating more slowly. So my voice is deeper than perhaps your voice is because the molecules in my throat are bigger. I've got more or larger vocal cords, so my volume is actually deeper. The sound of my voice is actually deeper, whereas your voice will be higher pitched because your molecules in your throat or your vocal cords vibrate more quickly and they are smaller. So what would happen then to my glass if I changed the volume as I was tapping it? Well, let's have another look again, and hopefully Steve won't get in the way too much today. Let's empty the glass first. Again, very refreshing. And now let's tap the glass. And let's add water to it and see how the pitch changes as I tap the glass. Did you hear it? Did you notice how the pitch changed quite significantly towards the end as the amount of molecules in the glass actually changed quite significantly until the glass was almost full? I wonder what it would sound like if I filled it up completely. a good experiment to try, and also something that you can take slightly further with your experimentation. For example, you might have a piece of a ruler or a wooden fork, like this wooden fork here. And if you can see my wooden fork here, when I hold it on the side of the desk and bang it, it makes quite a nice high, low-pitched vibration. But if I move it closer, the vibrations speed up and the pitch changes completely. My chopstick, I could maybe use some other things around the house. Elastic bands, when the elastic bands are longer or smaller, or you can find some different size elastic bands, or hair bands, or hair bubbles. Can you pull them tauter, let them go until they are slightly less tight? Does that change the sound they make? This afternoon, Miss Smith and I would really like you to think very carefully about experimentations. Spend the next half an hour or so trying to find things in your house that you could change the pitch of. We'd love it if you could maybe even send us some little videos or some pictures of you trying to work out the pitch, perhaps writing down some of the things that you've found out, and letting us know what you could uncover about sound, and most importantly about pitch. And then afterwards, maybe you could go to a football pitch and kick a football around, but that's a very different type of pitch. So for now, we're concentrating on the pitch and the pitch of sound. We're concentrating on how we can change and alter sounds. We're doing some household experiments, maybe just with a glass, I've got a chopstick, but it could just as well easily be a spoon or a fork that you could bash against, and see how many different ways you can find to alter the pitch, and send us your thoughts, findings, and most importantly, your scientific marvelousness. And whilst this chopstick gets attacked by this cat, who is causing all sorts of problems to the scientific process, I will quite quickly leave you before all of my science equipment gets chewed. And I look forward to speaking to you again very soon.